Good morning, folks. Valentina here, and it's been a while for the wisdom of the tea leaves, but my mornings are busy these days. And although I'm still drinking my tea, I don't have the time to make the videos. But today, I have a little bit of time, and as I was putting my tea into my trusted to-go cup for the gym, I looked at the little message, and I absolutely had to do this video. It says, "You must have self-respect. Only then you can respect somebody else." So that's like a big thing. The first part, let's unpack the first part, having self-respect, and how does that affect your behavior, and how does that affect the circumstances of your life that you find yourself in. And so if you don't have self-respect, you do things to yourself that make you unhappy, make you miserable, and generally give you not the desired outcomes that you would hope to have. So you're miserable, you're unhappy because you compromise too much. Because you devalue yourself, you put yourself in situations where you're being taken advantage of or not properly valued by others, and you feel it. You feel it, and it makes you miserable. You probably more self-critical, so you, in addition to others not seeing you for who you really are, you end up beating yourself a lot and regretting a lot of what you do, a lot of what you say, what you could have, what you should have, that kind of thing. You have these regretful thoughts, so it makes you depressed. So self-respect gives you confidence, and also helps you stand up for yourself. So you're not as easily agreeable, you're not a pushover. You can be assertive, you can say what you need, and you can fight for what you deserve. Or, basically valuing yourself puts you in a better situation in the world out there. You can find a better fit for yourself, whether it's relationships, whether it's a job, whatever it is, interests, hobbies. You will find the places where you belong better if you esteem yourself. So the second part is only when you respect yourself. So the second part is only then you can respect somebody else. That's the sneaky thing, like sort of another way of saying this is that we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So as you feel yourself less than you are, that is pretty much how you see everybody else. And you also expect that from others. So the criticism you give yourself, you expect to receive from others. And you also liberally dish it to others. You treat others, in a sense, the way you treat yourself. Mistrusting and, not seeing their worth properly. So this is a huge one, especially in relationships where self-esteem issues lead to relationship issues. If one of the partners has low self-esteem, they're constantly looking for reassurance from the other partner and then blaming the other partner for not doing their part to reassure them constantly. But I've said this before, your partner, their job is not a full-time job of propping you up, okay? It has to be a reciprocity. There has to be sort of a relatively even trade, so to speak, in the relationship. And definitely if you are insecure and you have low self-esteem, you will then see the actions of your partners. Let's say your partner has higher self-esteem than you, then you'll see their actions and their stands in the world as threatening to you. And you will constantly be nagging them, and you will constantly be blaming them for not loving you enough, not giving you enough, not caring for you enough, not seeing you, but really, you're projecting on them your own feelings about yourself. And if you're also with another partner with a low self-esteem, that's a freaking nightmare. You're both just chasing each other's tails and pointing fingers at each other and making each other miserable. So that's kind of like the worst case scenario. So there are things you can do to build yourself up. Of course, for one thing, you can educate yourself about yourself. So there's therapy for that, and there's just good old-fashioned self-reflection. Sit down and start asking yourself some questions about yourself. It's like, why do I see myself this way? Or why do I talk to myself this way? Or why do I allow myself to do such and such? And why do I go along in such and such a situation? Just like really good self-exploratory moments there, you know. Be honest with yourself, not self-critical, self-exploratory, and then figure out where this is all coming from, and then, you know, just do differently. You know, next time you catch yourself saying yes to something you want to say no to, stop yourself in your tracks and say, hey, I can do better. I can say no. And over time, you will develop your self-esteem muscles. But you will never develop your self-esteem muscles if you just keep retreating back and you keep expecting others to prop you up and make you feel better about yourself and fulfill your needs for esteem instead of you doing it yourself. And think of it this way, for a reasonably well-adjusted person with a, you know, average normal self-esteem, we're not talking about an arrogant prick here, but just a normal average person, well-adjusted average person, to be with someone with a low self-esteem, it's hard work, and eventually they give up. They're like, I can't deal with this is way too much work. Like, and they start seeing you the way you see yourself, and the attraction fades out, the respect fades out. So do you really want that? Think about it. Anyhow, Valentina Petrova Consulting here, so feel free to give me a call and check me out. And currently, now we are October 2017, I'm doing a little special for couples. $300 for 3 sessions for couples. Usually my sessions are $120 an hour for a couple. But for the month of October, I'm doing this little special. So if this interests you, get in touch with me, ValentinaPetrovaConsulting.com, and we can do this in my office, or we can do it over the phone, Viber or Skype. So take care, guys. Bye.